Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Another reptile episode and a herping video here in England. We're hoping to find some common lizards, slowworms as well. It's been a long time since I've seen a grass snake in this area, but they do live here. We'll see what we see. We're going to do some roadside herping if I don't get run over by the busy traffic. And then we're going to venture into the forest itself and see what we see. I'll tell you now, it's 13 degrees C. I've left home on the other side of Northamptonshire and it was 14 C in the shade, but the sun has started peeping out. Perfect weather for finding reptiles. Here, yeah, there isn't any sun or break in the clouds yet. I'm hoping it will to bring those things out. First find of the day, a juvenile female slowworm. Look at that, under a little bit of tin. So they're out, they're on the board. Very damp plasterboard, probably not much good when it's wet for reptiles. You'd think so, wouldn't you? Look at this little guy. There we are. Young adult slowworm. Probably voice over this. So the metal is where they're at because it is just getting that little bit of warmth. What a beautiful animal. Bit of warmth under the tin, everything else unproductive. But we'll keep looking, see what we can find. I love slowworm. For those of you that don't know, this is a lizard that simply has evolved and lost its legs. If you hunt things like slugs through long wet grass, legs just get in the way. Following the slug, using your tongue to track down the slimy slug's trail, this form is way better. Sun's peeping out. Common lizard on a roadside. How cool is that? This is facing the sun, this bank. Bit of rubbish on there. Rabbit warren. Looks so good. An actual worm. Loads of wood lice, millipede. A couple of centipedes ran off. Ants. Good to see so many invertebrates. There's one, some centipede. All food for our lizards. Another common lizard. But look at, don't know what the audio will be like. So look at this, little tiny bit of black plastic absorbing the heat. Slowworm under there. No way. Look at that beastie. How is that? So you can see you can find animals in the most amazing places. Reptiles along a busy roadside. Just lizards so far, slowworms and others. Oh, I found a little walkway I've never been down, but I'm going to check out a little bit more of the busy road first. Oddly, apart from the odd common lizard, I've never found reptiles on the other side of the road. They must be there. I've never found them. So here all the brush has been ripped out and, well, chopped down. That's important. It lets all these lovely wildflowers, flowers that live on a poor soil, all the herbage, makes it a great wildlife habitat. Just letting it re-wild into bramble patches certainly doesn't help the reptiles. So this clearing off actually is really great for the insects and the reptiles. See if we can find any. Okay, here we go, other side of the road. It'll blow me down, look at that. There's a nice male common lizard under there, look. Right on the edge of a monocrop. A little bit of rough ground. Makes all the difference. Brownfield sites are often the worst sites to develop than actually greenfield sites. Old forgotten places, not sprayed in insecticide, not cultivated, often provide a home for so much more stuff. So the sun's been out for, look at the sky. It's hardly sunny, but the sun's been out now for half an hour. Boiling. Massive difference that sunshine makes. You just saw that male common lizard. I might try and catch him and hold him by his foot just to show you a close-up. No way. He was like a rocket. And that's the power of the sun on these animals. It doesn't have to be warm air temperature in the UK and Europe and North America. It's all about the sun heating those animals up. So we're heading here. I cut across this footpath I've never been on. And then we're going to go around the outskirts and into the woods. Looks quite snaky. Matrix, certainly. So here's something I've learned over the years from a boy. When the kingcups are flowering in the marshland on a sunny day, the grass snakes will be out. Shame about the fence this side. Beautiful that side. This is private. I'd love to have a poke about in there though. That's got to be a herptile paradise. Something that really pisses me off is someone's lifted up this rock because they're interested in some kind of wildlife beneath it, probably looking at slowworms. This rock, not even put back where it came from. I've just found some flipped upside down and left. Put them back. It takes it months to get turned to mud and get rid of the grass under there, and generally animals prefer it not freshly flopped on the ground on a load of grass upside down. Lots of ants, lots of ant larvae, lots of food for slowworms. They're hard, shiny, almost edgeless scales. Look at this one as well. Edgeless scales, really good protection against the ants. You'll often find slowworms in the rocks full of ants. This is why we're finding stuff on a busy roadside under junk. Kind of bumhole. Flips a freaking rock up and leaves it like that. We really want to poke these people in the eye. It really winds me up. I think anyone that likes looking for reptiles, absolutely angry when other people. There's a slowworm baby, look at that. Not a baby, that'll be last year's. There he goes. Put the rock back. See if we can put him back. No, I'll leave her there. She's good to go. Put the rock's back, and you noticed this rock was pretty well settled. Very occasionally I'll turn up a baby adder under such a rock. Always a beautiful thing to see. Auntie. Oh, that's well stuck down that one. It's quite moist down here at the moment. Again, you can see where this rock's been moved. It's been where it is quite some time, but you can see it wasn't there originally. Every rock looks great for reptiles, but not if they've been disturbed a lot and left. Oh, look at those. Look at all the ants in there. Absolutely fantastic. That little baby one is definitely a very young one from last year. Beautiful. So there's actually 2 babies in there. They've just gone down little holes and covered in ants. No, don't go, don't go. We want to have a look at you. Oh no. Right, I'm not going to pull on his tail or it'll come off. Oh, covered in ants and they're biting me. Just a second longer. That was lovely. Adult slowworm and 2 of last year's babies. How lovely is that? There's some still here. The worm. So remember, if this is new to you, a slowworm is a legless lizard. It can blink, it has eyelids. No snake can do that. And it has a long tail, about 2/3 the length of its body, if it hasn't already shed part of its tail in defence from a predator, just like many lizards can do. It can lose part of its tail, which will wriggle like mad, get the notice of a predator. Oh, look at that ground beetle. Get a predator's notice when a slowworm escapes. Mind out, mind out, mind out. No, get out of the way. There he goes. This rock was a corker. And just a gorgeous beetle. Let's flip this little stumpy, just what we're talking about. You can see, oi, quick, you can see its tail. There he goes, back into his rock. He's only half there. So hedgehogs, shrews at this size, all kinds of birds, possibly big male slowworms will possibly eat younger ones. They're quite a ravenous creature. And of course, adders. So that tail can be shed, not all of it at once, as an escape tactic. Take some food, little snack bars or something, and a drink, especially if it's going to be warm. Waterproof coat or something like that. Waterproof boots. A bit of sustenance always boosts your morale if things are going slow. Lovely sunny woodland bank. Let's see what we can see. So it's not just about target species. I'm munching on a chocolate bar. There's a bee fly. A beautiful insect for the springtime. And it's sort of early afternoon. And I've just heard a tawny owl calling in the woods. It's like fishing. Herping is like fishing. It's about being out there, seeing it all, being in it. Okay, so where I live, I've actually only ever found 1 slowworm basking. It's in these forests at this time of year. Nearly always, like I say, they bask in the things. There's another adult male. These aren't set up. This is 2 foot from my boots. Look at that. Look at that. What a beautiful animal in situ. Just getting a bit of the warmth from the cloudy sunshine rays. So one of Britain's most endearing, lovable reptiles, I think. Many don't like them because, oh, I'm scared of snakes, or it looks slimy like a worm. It's a lizard, it's not slimy. It feels incredibly smooth to the touch. It has a lizard's face, a lizard's tongue. It's just the most fantastic reptile. And that is a pretty big slowworm. But of course, when they are big and chunky like that, that's as thick as my finger. When they are big and chunky like that, they almost never have a full tail. I've never found a really big slowworm with a full tail. The tail is about 2/3 long, 2/3 the length of their body. Or rather, their body's 1/3 of their total length. So if you find a giant old slowworm, they can live for more than 50 years. If you find one thicker than your thumb, or as thick as your thumb nearly, I don't know, that thing would probably be 1 metre long or something stupid if it was with its full tail. They never are. I'm not going to pick this one up because he's just gorgeous and he might slither off, but let's just go and have a closer look. Look at that. Keeping still, relying on its camouflage. I think possibly one of the worst things that's happened in this forest for our reptiles is actually the utter prevalence of red kites and buzzards. Red kites abound here, buzzards are common everywhere. Red kites will eat a lot of these small lizards, but if it keeps still, it's not going to get spotted. They've got to be quick to disappear into the grass and the herbage. buzzards, they'll eat adult grass snakes as well. They never had those predators here when I grew up. Whether they have any bad effect on them, I don't know, but everything, when we have big impacts on wildlife, all the little things add up as well. Hope you appreciate that thing's beauty as much as I do. It's not colourful. Some have lovely blue spots down the sides, some of the old males. What a stunning animal. And this is the habitat we're in. Just on the edge of a woodland. People walking behind me 10 metres away. Just a little slight clearing. That'll all be gone in the summer through the thick herbage. But for now, one of England's most beautiful animals. Come on. Beautiful nature. One of the most probably chance finds I've seen here was flipping rocks. And to flip a rock and find a newly born common lizard break free from its egg sac and wriggle away into the grass. So fancy that, you're born and yet you've got the ability, the hardwired DNA to just be a lizard and do a lizard thing without any parents and scurry away. Just an inch or so long, a couple of inches long with your tail, and you've got to survive all comers. No wonder they're a little bit nervous. So common lizards here in the UK, they're live bearers. Now, basically the females, like the adder, retain their young, their eggs inside them. And in a way, those lizards are kind of born in their egg membrane, but without a shell. And they immediately break free. They're born fully formed and ready to go. They break free from the egg membrane and off they go on their own. So essentially they're born alive. Bit of man-made shelter here. Been here a long time. And this one hasn't. There used to be some tins down here. Always good to see what's around. Look at that. Both look like males to me. Fantastic slowworms. Fantastic.